As part of the holistic development, I think sport plays an important role in shaping a student's character as well as helping them learn a lot of stuff. That student an opportunity for him to excel.
Kriti, Ananya and all. Sometimes we are showing them this real story to the juniors.
Us identifying whether that student has great talent is only half the job.
Not only academics, everything is important. That is why we are introducing every activity in all the levels.
Level of preparation has to be of that level. The dedications have to be at that level.
Parents are first guru and school is second guru.
Success that a student brings for himself will speak volumes.
Hello viewers, welcome to Sport is Life. This is Mani Nukala. Please watch, like and subscribe to our channel. Today we are starting something very special, our brand new series, Sport in School. We'll explore how they build their sports curriculum, nurture talent, foster teamwork and champion the vital aspect of physical activity in education. Here we are at the Academic Heights Public School at their Bodupal campus in Hyderabad, where we'll be talking to their directors, Mr. K. Kaushik Reddy and Mrs. K. Rupa Reddy. Let's go. With a vision of opening the doors to a new era of learning, growth, discovery, and a mission of crafting minds, sculpting hearts, and awakening dreams of the future citizens, Academic Heights Public School marks its beginning in the year 2009 with Bachpan, a play school in the year 2006 in DD Colony, Hyderabad. It was the birth of a vibrant community where curiosity is nurtured, creativity is celebrated, and every child is empowered to reach their fullest potential. It is a place where dreams take root, where values are instilled, friendships are formed, and futures are shaped. Whether it's through innovative classrooms, enriching extracurriculars, or meaningful community engagement, they aim to cultivate not just scholars, but responsible, empathetic, and confident individuals. Firstly, sir, ma'am, thank you so much for talking to Sport is Life and being part of the new series called Sport in School. Really, it's an honor for me that you are part of this series. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you. Firstly, I want to start off with, since the concept itself is sport in school, the importance Academic Heights give to a sports curriculum or encouraging sports to their students.
See, sports as an integral part of our curriculum. So what we clearly believe in is holistic development of a student. And as part of the holistic development, I think sport plays an important role in shaping a student's character as well as helping them learn a lot of stuff. So keeping all of that in mind, we give equal importance to sports, academics, socio-emotional development, and all the other aspects that help a student grow in their life. Yeah. And another thing that we really believe in is tailoring the curriculum in such a way that it's suitable for the age of the student, right? So what really matters the most is making sure that the right kind of activity is given to the right student, right? So we have to understand that we have to cater to all the students, right? So, and we have students from 3 years onwards, 3 to 16 years onwards. So we can't have the same 4-year-old playing basketball every day, right? So, so we kind of understood that from the onset, and we kind of developed the program in such a way that, or more or less, our training programs are created in such a way that our sports staff knows that, okay, what do we do for a 3-year-old? What do we do for a 6-year-old? What do we do for an 8-year-old? What kind of sports are there? Sometimes it looks a little haphazard, it looks all over the place, but there's a reason for that. Is that so? That's how we do it, and I think it's we kind of give enough importance for sports at AHPS.
Okay, yeah. So when you say that, I think such a good point you brought up is introducing that sports to different ages. I mean, isn't it like you said? I mean, a right age, the sport has to be introduced, and that can be carried forward once they kind of go into the school as well. So once that is done, how do you identify and kind of nurture the talent? So you identify that, okay, there are a few players or a few students from your school who are doing good at a certain sports. I know there's a physical education department will be there. So identification and nurturing becomes a very crucial part. Introducing, yes, definitely, like you said, holistically, every student should be involved. But sometimes in order to play for the next level, to represent next level, is also important to kind of identify what kind of steps academic heights take.
Well, to simply put it, what we believe in is giving the opportunity,
Absolutely.
right? So the easiest way for us to identify if a student is excelling at certain things or not is just to give him an opportunity, right? Be it in terms of a competition, be it in terms of like in the school activities, whatever that we're doing, we just have to give that student an opportunity for him to excel. And it boils down to two things: one, whether the kid is really interested in that, and second, is he really passionate and is good at it, right? So us identifying whether that student has great talent is only half the job. The other half is the student also has to have interest in it, right? So
Yeah.
if the student is not really interested in playing, I don't know, let's say volleyball, but is more interested in playing cricket, well, that's his choice, right? You can't compel him, you can't do anything. So though I identify that he's a great volleyball player, but if he's interested in cricket, well, that's what he's going to do. I can probably guide him for 5-6 years, but eventually that's where his heart lies, and that's where he's going to go. So
Correct.
we kind of balance it out. So identifying is comes with giving them an opportunity. So we kind of have a lot of programs for students, be it in school, be it outside the school, be it national level. So we give those opportunities to students, and we let them figure it out organically rather than it being
Perfect.
forced on them. See, more often than not, what happens is we have certain set of parents or certain set of students, or they must have seen something online, or they think they're really passionate about it, but until unless they play, until unless they perform, they will never understand, right? So we believe in giving them that opportunity, that's it, and we'll let them figure it out, that's it.
I think that's great. I think one of the things plays here also is letting them play multiple sports. I think that's one of the things we also tell to the kids, everyone, is until they get to the point of either 8th class or 10th class, at least to that standard, them getting exposure to multiple sports is one way of them figuring out that, okay, it's important I play all these sports, and eventually that is when you see that one of the kids kind of getting interested towards one sport, and that is when the other sports background. But it's also important that these sports play a good role in that. So is that the way here also? I mean, when you say different programs, single students are getting exposure to multiple sports.
Yes, absolutely, they are. So let me give you an example to better understand this, right? So let's say we have yoga, right? We have yoga, we have basketball, we have volleyball. Students every week, they have the sports period. The 2-3 periods per week are given to sports, and every period students are encouraged to play new sport.
Correct.
And there's a physical education trainer who will kind of let students do it, even if that week they're not interested in it, they're playing it, they're doing it. So if it could be taekwondo, it could be yoga, it could be skating, whatever it is, kids do it. And this is predominantly done up to grade 5. Grade 5 students are about 11 year olds, and that's kind of the age wherein they're figuring out what their niche is. So we kind of keep rotating between one sport and another. So it's not our PT periods are not wherein, okay, here are the balls, pick whatever you want and go play. No, that's not what we kind of do. It's more about our staff trying to, okay, you guys have played volleyball last week, why don't we do basketball, why don't we do tennis, even if they don't know anything about that sport. So that 40-45 minutes is what they're kind of utilizing to understand, wait, this student really hates the sport, he does not want to go anywhere near it. The student, okay, he could be potentially put in multiple sports, and we kind of up the level a little bit next time, and we give them, like, let's say, oh, why don't we do a house-wise competition within the school? And then the students who've performed there, who kind of are good or quite passionate about it, okay, let's do an inter AHPS competition, let's just do a national level competition. So we have that progression for every student. That's a natural progression that's there, and we kind of try to find the right balance between their interest and what they are really good at. So we kind of balance it out a little bit, and that's the hope actually. I don't know, that's it.
No, that's great. I think one of the things you brought up is to kind of do this inter-school or inter what do you call, you have these different campuses across India, isn't it? So conducting that, is that an annual event which you do to make sure that each campus make sure that the students are sent there, perform and participate in these sports, and eventually kind of get to the point that generates a lot of interest, isn't it? That gives that competition and the urge to kind of perform what they learned at their school. Now they are kind of showing off their skills at a larger scale. So what is your
Yeah, sure. You want to answer about the Miller competition?
Yeah. As we mentioned, we are conducting inter-school competitions among AHPS students for primary as well as high schools. Even small kids, pre-primary also. So that it is not like that they are going to win everything. Just this is a startup. They are going to excel. Just they are going to expose to the public or the sport, whatever it is. And accordingly, they are going to excel in their multiple things. Not only academics, everything is important. That is why we are introducing every activity in all the levels. Through that activities, they are going to excel in their academics too. So based on that, we are conducting our inter-school competitions among the state, inter-school competitions in national level. So every year, most of the children travel to Delhi and then they compete with other states too. And of course, in few cases, they brought that the national cup also. So they are doing by their level best. The only thing is we are promoting them.
that I
Wherever.
think that's the start, like you when you said that.
Yes. Being an elders, we have to promote with the help of parents again. Because even parents are first guru and school is second guru. With the help of parents, we do anything, everything.
You led me to the next question actually. You said
No,
that,
just to
Yeah,
continue to that point. So what we kind of do is, so from let's about I think grade 4, grade 5 up to grade 10, students go to Delhi for the national competitions, and in a school of 1,000 students, maybe about 70, 80 or 100 students go to Delhi, right? What about the rest 900? What do we do for the rest 900? Right? We either do within the state, we, we call in nearby schools and we conduct within the school, and that will cover other about 250, 300 students. And the other students we do within the school, one class with another, house-wise competitions and something. So it works the other way around. So, and again, this is from class 5 onwards. What about pre-primary students? What about 1 to 5 students?
Yeah.
So what we kind of devised an entire structure is the pre-primary students also compete with the nearby schools, but they don't know they're competing. For them, it might just be a painting workshop, but it's we're trying to push them to a point wherein give them that competitive edge, wherein they understand, okay, this is how competitions work.
Yes.
That's what a pre-primary kid needs to understand. He's not there to win.
Absolutely.
What is there is to understand, okay, this is how competitions win. So I have 1 hour to do it. I cannot even exceed it by a minute. So we're trying to inculcate that in a pre-primary student. 1 to 5 students. Now I can't take that's a 6, 7-year-old to Delhi, and that's a 4-day program. So what we do is we conduct one day in our school. We have about 40 schools in AP Telangana. So they travel down to 2-3 schools.
That's
we conduct for the students. So at class 1 to 4, they're kind of competing with other schools within their campus. Class 5 onward, now they're looking forward to going to Delhi. Now they're competing with different states.
Correct.
They're competing with, now they understand things like, okay, now I have to travel, be by myself for 4 days.
Yeah.
And I have to take care of my body so that I compete in and win. So this is how they do it. Now, there are students who perform really well in this. We give them an opportunity to participate with all the other schools. Let's say you want to go play national level badminton, whatever, you want to do it. So we tell them, okay, this is the direction. So this is to the extent that we can bring you. This is where we are always your cushion. We're always there. Now, here's your direction forward.
Wow, I think that's great to kind of tell them the direction. I think many performance students kind of falter at that point also. See, they are very good when it comes to the school level. They are performing really well. But what next is, if you're giving that guidance to the players, I think that's great thing.
See, I would say predominantly it lies around the fact that students in the school, there's a controlled environment, right? Students compete in a controlled environment, be it with other schools, be it with other states, whatever it is. It's still a controlled environment. When a kid has to go play for an under 19, it's not a controlled environment. There is this huge talent in the country. They have to compete with that. So that means their level of preparation has to be of that level. Their dedications have to be at that level. Now, what we do is we give them a flavor of it,
Yeah.
right? And more often in art, you can tell 100 things to anybody, but it's just orally, right? You're not performed, you've not showed anything. Now, when you give them a platform and a student consecutively from 5th class onwards is won the gold medal for 4 years, right? That's proof enough for parents also to believe that, listen, there's potential for my kid in this, right? Then parents are also believing in the fact that I think my kid has a potential. Now, rather than 4 years I'm talking to a parent saying, no, your kid is great, you should let him do, you should let him do. But where's the proof? So this is us giving that shred of evidence for a parent to believe. Now, once we we clearly believe in the concept of parent partnership. School by itself can only do so much. And with the support of parents, when we partner with parents, there's a huge upside to what a student can ever learn. So once we've given that, now parents, basically they'll figure out. And we have our limitations, right? So there are so many sports. How many sports can I put in? I can only give them the ground or the framework for them to do. I cannot have an international coach for every sport.
Correct.
Right? If he wants to compete, if the kid wants to compete internationally. But what we can do is, okay, this coach knows that coach, so might as well just use it. You want us to, we will come and talk on behalf of school. We'll come and talk on behalf of whatever it is. But it's ultimately for the kid that's going ahead and doing it. So we give that whatever that's there.
I think that's great itself. Like you said, to connecting the right people to the right coaches in this case from a sports point of view. I think you answered my next question, Kaushik, but I'll just want a little bit more about is the parent partnership.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what specific does Academic Heights does? Like you said, now once you identified that kid, once you know that, okay, he's consistently performing in the last few years, what kind of steps do you take to kind of, whether to tell the parents or convince them or saying that, hey, I see that your kid has the potential to kind of make it big, and what kind of partnership you're actually looking from the parents?
See, I will, if I have to put it, on a very surface level, what we kind of do is we don't really need to convince parents a lot. What we need to convince parents is to let them participate, right? And over a period of time, we got to a level wherein a parent understands, okay, this is a very controlled environment. The school wants to give my kid an opportunity, and there's nothing to lose from it. Once they do it, the success that a student brings for himself will speak volumes. Then you don't really need to convince a parent saying, no, he's good, why don't you do it? And so parents also believe that, listen, there is potential for him. There is potential for him to do this. And they can do something with that. Now, with that being said, sometimes we have to have some sort of support for parents as well, right? So it's not every sport is cricket. Not every sport has great visibility like all the other sports, right? So let's talk about I don't know now handball. Let's say handball, or let's talk about some other sport that's not prevalent in the market, not something that a parent is not
popular because they want either a cricket or I know there are few sports they want the kids to
so in that case, what do? So we show them, let's say a kid has won a national level, or he performed on a national level and he has a national certificate. There's potential for him to get into good colleges because he's a sports player. In sports kata. There's potential for him to get even job, whatever it is. Or if a kid wants to pursue his masters later, he can pursue that sport as well. So these are things that we know that a parent might not know. So we kind of figure it out and tell them, okay, listen, this is what it could be right now. And again, with channels like you guys, with a lot of people, a lot of information available now, it's not really a big task for a parent also to figure out. But what kind of support do we do for a parent in terms of this is making sure we give their kid a platform to perform. That I think is the biggest thing that any school ought to do, primarily because that itself is the support that a parent needs to believe that the kid can definitely do it. So that I think that's one of the biggest things that we do.
Wow, that's great. I think I heard that directly from some of the players who have been to academic heights as well. So I just wanted to ask about any success stories from you. And I know there are multiple. I know I spoke to those kids as well as part of the podcast as well. But can you little bit tell about those students who have actually been from your school and made it really big in terms of playing for the nationals or representing at a certain standard and coming from your school?
Yeah. So I think at the top of my mind, I can think of only a couple of people right now because when I think Dhriti Kesari is one. She's a wonderful player. She's one of our student. She played under 19 India cricket, and I think she's all set to play the IPL, women's IPL, and also go wherever succeed. And I think Ananya is another example there. Who else am I forgetting? Somebody else.
Along with Dhriti, Sai Ananya Varanasi, and Tanmay, he is also excelling in football, and Nishant Srikar, he is in badminton. Of course, they
Yeah, I
are
think
going to come up.
absolutely.
These just they are in initial stage. They may come up like Dhriti, Ananya, and all. So sometimes we are showing them this real story to the juniors so that they are going to motivate.
Absolutely.
That is the only we can.
Yes.
No, we also have, after looking at so many students come out of AHPS and then them performing, we also have a policy wherein we award those students in front of all the other students, be it on the annual day. Sometimes we call them to Delhi in front of all the other schools. We honor them, and what that kind of sets is it sets an example for other students for them to believe that even they can do that, and recognition is a crucial aspect here. So with in whatever form that recognition is, we currently do it. So last year we've honored Dhriti in the annual day, and on the annual day it's not just students, it's also parents,
Yes.
right? I think 1,500 parents were present. I think we've kind of felicitated her, and every year if there is we find such success stories not just in sports but in other domains as well. There's some kids who do great social work, like amazing social work, and some kids who are really good in terms of them building projects and stuff. So we kind of identify them, and we can't do like for everybody, but then we have I think at least 3-4 a year, and we've I think there's a award that we give for it, and then we felicitate students, and we kind of make sure that we do it in front of every student, so that that gives an example to every student, and yeah, I think that speaks volumes. We've what we do to show that how do we encourage students, right? So we've created an award called Born to Win. There's an award called Born to Win, wherein every year we identify about from all over India. This is from all over India. About each school nominates about I think 8-10 students or 5 students. I don't really not sure, but we shortlist about 8 to 10 students from all over India, and they're awarded this trophy that's called Born to Win in any domain. It could be sport, it could be social work, it could be anything that a student has done outside academics to really recognize their efforts and tell that, listen, this kid has done a phenomenal job, and we kind of do that. And consistently, I think it's been about 7 years now since we started this award, and I think at least every year there's at least 3 students from Hyderabad who get this award. At least 3 students. And going back to mega competitions that we organize in Delhi, I think this year is going to be the 9th year, and so 8 times we've conducted the mega competitions. 7 times the cup was to Hyderabad. 7 times the cup was to Hyderabad. Wow. So it is between 2-3 schools every year, but again, yeah, it's here.
So is the combination of, because you have multiple campuses, right? When you're going to Delhi, is it like?
No, each campus will compete for themselves.
Oh, okay.
Each campus will compete for themselves. It's that school that principal, that teachers, that PET, those students, that's it. It's not a conglomerate of 4 or 5 schools
Academic
together.
Heights, Hyderabad. No, it's Academic Heights,
Each
different
school,
campuses.
yes.
Okay.
Different school will compete for themselves.
I think, like I said, I heard that from these students as well. So when I did my podcast with Ananya and Priti, they spoke such highly about the school, about how Academic Heights helped them to kind of focus completely on their sport and the importance, and they really admired the principles of their campuses, and I think that really kind of made me could kind of actually dig a little bit deeper and say that, I mean, because it's not every day that you see some schools giving so much encouragement to the students to kind of play at a certain level. Like she said, she represented India, and like I said, she'll be going. So I think that's great. So coming lastly, Kaushik, what is your vision, ma'am, for Academic Heights? I mean, I see there's so many campuses in Hyderabad itself, and like you said, it's across India. So when it comes to sports, do you see that, okay, for the next 3 years or 5 years, we can do this in terms of we can identify this, or we can new programs, like you said? Is there any plan in the next few years to kind of give that encouragement to sports for students?
So yes, we do. So our tagline says we teach life. At AHPS we teach life, and we believe life is not math, life is not science, life is not just cricket. Life is the balance between everything. And how can I show them balance if I don't show them everything? Right? So we believe in that. And in terms of sport, we really believe that there's a lot more students who are yet to shine, who are yet to come out and perform on very, very big stages for them to succeed. And we have a couple of initiatives that we're thinking in terms of pulling something out. Like it could be maybe building a sports facility for all the students, and it could be about I don't know. You see, what Ananya and what Dhriti have had to talk about the school was the bare minimum that we had to do, right? So the kids had the drive, the kids had the potential, the kids had the dedication to pursue a sport. The least we could do is just give them a push, right? So that's kind of them to give us that credit, but in reality what we did was do the bare minimum, right? Making sure that we accommodate them whenever we want to, which I think we'll continue doing forever. We'll always accommodate any student who wants to pursue whatever they want to. And in terms of sport by itself, we are looking at collaborating with a couple of bigger coaches in different domains, have them as consultants, have them as somebody. Even it could mean them coming in once or twice a year to just teach the kids about something. Now, for example, our brand ambassador today is Saina Nehwal.
Wow, yeah.
Right? So Saina Nehwal, we've been having a back and forth discussion with her about conducting a masterclass in badminton for our students. Now, that led to us talking about having a collaboration with Pullala Gopichand Academy. And a couple of years back, we sponsored the Sunrisers Hyderabad. We had a program of conducting a cricket match with students with Sunrisers players. We wanted to do so. We could potentially do something. We bring people on board as a consultant, as a mentor, as a guidance, whatever, and their example. So what that really kind of does to students is, these are the people that they look on TV. These are the people that they look on screen. Now they're at an arm's length. They're at an arm's length. It will encourage them to believe that they can definitely do it, right? So that's as much as what we can do. We want to bring in like a panel of consultants for us to do things like this. And again, if everything works well, hopefully we'll have a pool of like mentors for our students in terms of sport, maybe 5, 6, 7
I think
mentors.
that advice will be invaluable for all the students. Like
Yeah.
you said, a master class on any sport, like for that matter from Saina Nehwal,
I think it's just going to add to them and give that extra motivation for them. So, ma'am, Kaushik and ma'am, thank you so much for talking to Sporty's Life. I think what you said what in terms of your programs or the encouragement you give is amazing. I feel I think I had a different notion and when it comes to schools and how they're doing, but what you guys are doing across campuses is amazing. And I think I just wish you academic heights reach greater heights. And I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for talking to Sporty's Life.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.